Welcome back to the Anonymous Podcast. Well, of course, you chime in, you're always anonymous. So, today we want to talk about something that kind of make a lot of people nervous. The holidays. Around the holidays, a lot of people deal with a lot of depression, um, and just it's hard to get through. So, we're gonna have a long conversation. Won't be too long. Won't hold you long about the holidays. Make sure you go on and check the last two that we did, the last two podcasts, because a lot of my podcasts they kind of run together the type of language that we use. So you guys will be able to know the way that we talk, or the type of I guess words we use that you might not hear normally, because I'm pretty country. If you can hear me right now, you understand what world I'm talking about. So yeah, go check out the other two podcasts, where you can keep up to what's going on. And another thing too, with my podcast is, you guys might wonder how we do this. A lot of times what we'll do is before we'll come on, I tell my co-host, get a notebook, and I'll get a notebook, and we'll write down what we wanna talk about, and then we'll just do it like that. So it's kind of new to us. Our conversation, it's not so scripted. So it'll be pretty much real, just like we talk in the car. So yeah. So I guess I can start off asking you, around the holidays, what do you feel like? Let's say if you have someone, or do you know a situation, or people that may have lost someone, how do they get through the holidays?
Man, I think that that's a tough question because holidays bring up so many emotions and feelings and maybe even situations for people that especially in a case where you've lost someone, whether that be a family member, a friend, someone close to you, you've been able to lose, not been able to lose, but unfortunately have lost, and then you try to navigate the holidays. I think one of the most important things that I think about right off the bat is just don't be alone. And I know that's easier said than done. And when I mean alone, it's not about having to spend a whole day or a whole weekend with people that friends, family, but maybe you can plan something for yourself and plan activities, plan to look forward to some events, and put yourself in a situation where you are around other people, and maybe even people who are going through a similar situation as you. They might be also missing someone special in their life, due to death, and they're grieving the same way, but at least you're around others.
Yeah. I say the same things too, because in families and stuff, you always have that one person that used to keep the family together.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, it was my cousin. He was maybe like a month older than me, but he kept everybody together. Like, even if people didn't want to come down to Macon, because I'm up in Atlanta, he always would convince me to come down there.
Mm-hmm.
Or that I would want to come down unless I had to work or something like that. But he knew what to say to, like, just get everybody together, and like, we no longer, he no longer with us. And sometimes I personally feel like, man, like, I don't know, some people you just can't replace them. I have that, like, on my cousin's side. On my mom's side, it was my auntie. On my mom's side, we always used to get together. Even if people mad at each other, we always get
Mm-hmm.
together. And, like, she no longer with us either. And it's hard to, like, you can't replace these people. And, in my opinion, I think with someone have lost these people, you have to give them their day. You know, of course, go and spend time with your family. But if you're close to them, if you're their wife or husband, take time out to talk to them, because they do hear you regardless of what people think about your spirituality. You know, take some time out to sit down and have a conversation with them. You know, you don't have to do it around anybody. You know, be off to yourself, and like, you know, tell them that you appreciated the time that they gave you. And I think that's important. You know, it's hard. You know, and that's the reason I want to do this one, do this podcast, do it pretty early, because you have Thanksgiving and you have Christmas that's coming up. You know, and I just think that it's important for people to give them their time, because they're no longer here in the physical. Trust me, they still here.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's a situation where, you know, you sit at the table and you leave them a plate and leave that chair.
Yeah.
You know, I think you should do that. Don't worry about what somebody else says about, you know, what you're doing or how you feel about whatever, because at the end of the day, they can't tell you how you feel. You know, I think it's important, you know, to give them their time. I can remember being younger. I was supposed to meet somebody at the movies, and it didn't work out. And I remember the movie, it was John Q. I'll never forget that, down in Macon. And I told myself, I was like, man, I'm gonna go to the movies by myself. I never tried that. I see people in the movies, you know, when I would go with people, and I would see them send by themselves, and I always thought that was kind of strange. But that day, you know, the whole situation didn't work out, so I tried it myself. And I actually had fun. Like, I really like sitting by myself, taking time out for myself. And, you know, I'm going to let you speak on it, but I'm going to finish my point of, in my opinion, if someone, you know, if you by yourself, and let's just say, you know, you have some truck drivers, their job put them by themselves on the holidays, because at the end of the day, we still have bills, you know. And I think what you should have to do, you know, is plan your day out. You know, in the morning, let's just say you go to the Waffle House. Go to the Waffle House, eat some breakfast and stuff like that, or you go to IHOP or go to some kind of restaurant in the morning. Get dressed up, you know, look good. Don't go in there looking like a rag doll. Get dressed up, look good. You know, go in there, have you some breakfast. You never know. You might see somebody that's along also. You know, I remember going to Cracker Barrel one time, and we saw this lady sitting by herself. You know, if you be polite, I mean, it might be an older lady or a younger lady. You know, ask her, a man, ask them like, can I pay for your food, or is anybody sitting here? Because you just never know. They could be lonely and let you sit with them, and y'all just have breakfast and go on by your way. You know, but I definitely think you know, start off with like a breakfast or something like that. And then maybe in the afternoon, you know, after the breakfast, go and catch you a movie. You know, more than likely, you're probably going to be in there. There's not going to be many people, so she will catch you 2 movies.
Yep.
You know, catch you a movie. About time you catch that movie, it'll be around like 12, 1 o'clock. You know, go walk around the stores. You know, they have all these deals. You know, do stuff like that. You know, keep your mind occupied, because, you know, you have that for Thanksgiving. But also, you know, you can do the same thing for Christmas, because I'm going to let you know one thing. At the end of the day, Thanksgiving is for just eating, pretty much. But that Christmas, it gets a lot of people because they feel like they just lonely. They see everybody walking around with gifts and stuff. But at the end of the day, us grown people, Christmas is for the kids.
Yeah.
We look forward to New Year's. We look forward to that income tax check. So then you can go buy you something new, you know, regardless of your financial status. You still look forward to, if you getting money back, or you know, you just look forward to the new year of trying to make things better than it was the following year. So, I mean, the year before. Yeah. So it's just, you know, I tell anybody, you know, take the time out to make a plan for yourself. You know, you don't have to be down. You don't have to be by yourself. Go and put yourself around people. Go to a restaurant that is a lot of people that's eating. Go and sit down and enjoy your meal. You know, take the time out to just go watch a movie. Take the time out for yourself if you're not with somebody.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody to go with, you know, take them along too. You don't have to always be around this big family group and all this stuff. You don't have to do that. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand, like, you have to be happy in your situation. And if you don't have anybody personally with you, or you have to be on the road, You have to, take time out of your day to make sure that you're okay, and don't be so down on yourself.
Yeah, I agree because it was something that I was thinking about when you think about navigating the holidays and is planning. Just like that, that's something that I feel like that can really help make it go a little smoother is plan something to do. You mentioned a movie. In the South, especially, like a lot of stuff is closed on a holiday, but there's always something open. Whether that be, like Waffle House or we have IHOP and things like that. So you got to find the places that be open because a lot of times you'll find going into those spaces, it's people just like you. Like they're there because maybe they don't have a family to spend the holidays with. Maybe they live too far away and they don't want to travel. Maybe they have a job that takes them, only a short period of time that they're home. So I think it's really important to just plan ahead. Make a day out of starting your day with, okay, here's what I'm going to do for breakfast. Here's what I'm going to do for like something fun in the middle of the day, lunch, whatever you can come up with just depending on the area that you live in. But I think one thing that's fun is the movies, of course. And then I even think about, if you're navigating a holiday season, and it's difficult because of someone that you miss, someone that you lost, do something that reminds you of them. I think it's perfectly okay. And we should accept that sometimes people are just really sad on holidays. And, maybe whoever you lost, one of their favorite things to do was go look at Christmas lights. So, go find some Christmas lights. There's a lot of drive-through operations now, walking through, and it just provides you with an opportunity to do something, holiday related, get yourself out of the house and around people, but it also, it gives you an opportunity to do something that reminds you of that person, and I think that's really important. And also, you mentioned income tax check, but I think it is important. Buy yourself something. I know you might be looking at, oh, I went to a restaurant or I went to the movies, but I look at it like, buying yourself a Christmas gift, if that's, your holiday, buying yourself something that, maybe no one else would, or maybe you don't have anybody else that could buy you that, so that, you're making it special for yourself. I think that's, one thing is just not being alone. And I know sometimes on holidays we don't want to be around, too many people, or maybe there's just a lot of stuff that's closed. But I think that it's just very important to not be alone during the holidays. But you got to make it what you can, because not everybody has, a 20 plus group of family members that they can go sit down and eat with. So having things, that they talk a lot about what do they call it? The Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Where, it's not your family, but instead maybe it's a group of friends, similar ages, maybe similar lifestyles of like having kids or whatever that, y'all can get together and kind of plan out a holiday, time to eat and maybe do some activities at somebody's house, different things like that, just to be really involved. And again, just not get yourself out of your house or your apartment and be able to just experience the holiday time, even though it's a sad time.
Yeah, and and during the holidays, think about the things that you're thankful for. It's not all about the gifts. Some people thankful for living, thankful for life. I know me personally, I have been, I've been thinking that it was a coach that I had back in Macon. He had two daughters and stuff, and I was thankful for him because he didn't realize at the time when I was in 11th grade. I remember sitting down, me and my cousin talked about it, that he was a huge father figure in our life. We had dads, of course, but he was a huge father figure with dealing with sports and stuff like that. And I think that kept us out of trouble a lot of times. He had two daughters. He had one daughter, like she was well known in track. But I remember one day being at Macon State on a hill, and he had a conversation with me like, I never tell anybody. I would tell them too if they ever asked me in person. I would tell them. But I remember he thought very highly of them, and I'm I wish I could tell how much that he meant to me and how thankful I was for him and what he did for me and my cousin, because during that time, like, we really needed that, being, in the 11th grade, going into our senior year and stuff like that. And, he's no longer with us, but I just always wanted to tell them too, and tell him how much that he meant to me. I wanted to also, I wanted to tell you how much your granddaddy meant to me. I think he showed me kind of, a lot of times that you can't have a stereotype towards people. When I first met him, I thought he would be mean to me, but he never was mean to me, and it kind of threw me off the first time. It threw me off a lot every
Yeah.
time, pretty much. I can remember going up there to talk to him, and like I would just strike up like random conversations just to make him talk. I remember we used to sit at the table and eat pizza and stuff, and I would just strike up conversations about country things, how back in Macon that we had like hogs and cows and stuff, and I knew he could relate to that, and that many people didn't talk to him about that, and he would sit there and talk to me for a long time, and I remember thinking to myself, I got to keep going up here to see him because I know I was running out of time.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I didn't come around until 2014, late 2013, 2014, because I feel like if I had just had more time with him, I could have learned more. But
Yeah.
I can't do nothing about that. I just felt like with that whole situation that my time ran out, and but I tried to soak up as much information from him as I could, and I was just thankful for the time that I had to talk to him.
Yeah, I think that's important though for people, that do get to spend holidays with people that they want to be around. That if it's somebody, especially if they're older, take that opportunity to, 1 or 2 minutes out of that time, that event y'all spending together, and just ask questions. Try to learn something new every time you're around. During the holiday season, to whoever whoever it is that you want to learn some more knowledge from, And I agree, man. That's something that I hate that I didn't get to be able to ask more questions and learn more about him before I knew him, back when he was my age. But I look at, the things that he did show me during holidays. He loved to decorate. It was, always important to him to have a tree. That was a tradition, like you got to make sure no matter how bad he felt, he wanted to have that tree put up and have ornaments on it. And, that's something that I also think is important with the holiday season is if you want to have a tradition, have a tradition. Don't worry about, oh, well, I didn't, do that when I was younger, or maybe people that my friends don't do it that way. But if there's something about a holiday season that you want to do and you want to make it your tradition, or you and your family, want to make it the tradition, then do it. I think that, holiday season can sometimes get so wrapped up in, the money part and the showboat and everything, instead of like getting back to what are the real basics and the real fundamentals behind all of it is spending time, enjoying company, having a good atmosphere, and even maybe having some good food in the mix as well. But definitely making things for you. One of our things is we love a live tree. So it may make a mess. It may be sticky. It may be you want to keep, hard to keep it alive sometimes, or it doesn't look just right because a branch or two is missing compared to an artificial tree. But that's a tradition that we like, and it's something that is important to us, regardless of, how other people may feel about it. So I think that it's just, one of those things, like if you want to have a tradition of a certain dish or a certain location, or you always go bowling, like make that your tradition and be proud of it and be excited for it and have that be, your special holiday time with whoever you spend it with.
Yeah, and I did want to also, not leave you out, to tell you face to face that I'm thankful for you. I think about back in 2020 that we was doing the sickness and health in live time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a crazy time for us. I know during that time a lot of people was leaving their spouses and leaving their girlfriends behind with this whole COVID thing. People getting divorced. I can't be in the house with my wife for too long or my girlfriend too long. I don't understand what kind of marriage that is. People get sick and then they leave their girlfriend or boyfriend in the house by themselves and go stay somewhere. Like I made my mind up. You know, if you caught COVID, I guess I would have it too because I guess I didn't see myself leaving the house to go and do nothing. And, you could stay in another room, that'll be fine. But
Yeah.
I was standing there to get COVID too, I guess. I look at a lot of stuff and when the holidays come around, you just have to be thankful because you just never know. You know, people come and go and you just never know. And, you have to tell people how much you care about them. I remember someone told me right after like COVID was ending, I was surprised that you stayed around. When we was in the hospital, that
Yeah.
long extended stay problem that we had. I was surprised that you stayed around. What else am I supposed to do? Leave you in the hospital in bad shape? That's I never expressed that, but like that made me extremely mad. And I think that's a selfish thing to do. That's a selfish thing to say, you know. But I feel like everybody needs to take the time out like right now today, and don't wait until tomorrow to tell someone that you care about you with, or a family member that you care about, how much you care about them, because they could not be here tomorrow. So it just I think it's a serious issue now, and it's something that need to be normalized. Guys telling their wife, or even the wife telling their husband how they really feel about them. I know people can say, "I love you," and everything like that. You have a lot of people, they'll go and have weddings and stuff, $50,000, $100,000 weddings, and say, "I love you," and do all the kissing and showboating in front of people.
Yeah.
But when the last time the person told you how much they care about you, not that they love you. It's easy to tell somebody they love them. I can tell somebody I love them on the street. I can tell a random person I love you. But can I look you in your eyes and tell you how much I care about you?
Yeah.
And it's a difference when you tell somebody, a man or a lady, how much you care about me. Not that you just love me, because that's something it's a trained behavior, a trained statement. I love you, and you just keep it moving. But can you look them in their face and tell them how much you care about them?
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of people don't practice that anymore. It's not normalized. A lot of guys, I have to speak on the guy side, let you speak on it on the women's side. I feel like that's a sign of weakness. They can't say it out in public, or they won't say it where a lot of people will hear it. But I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
What do you feel? You think women have a problem with, expressing their emotions? I know a lot of times people say that women don't have a problem with that, but
Yeah.
do they have, like, sometimes deal with issues with saying how much they care about somebody?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe just in general, we're afraid of rejection. I think anybody can be afraid of rejection, even from your own partner or spouse. That if I express too much, or all of a sudden I'm too emotional, that you might think that I'm strange, or where did that come from? What's going on with you? But maybe, you just kind of had you had an interfaith moment where you're like, man, I need to let and sometimes that's an event that happens. Sometimes you get sick. Sometimes you lose someone. A lot of people might relate to have had a hard time during 2020. I know a group of women that we all went through the same struggles, and we all went through the same sickness of, a lot of us went through it in 2020. And, it just might be the catalyst for making sure you tell people how you feel, and letting them know just that, you're grateful. But I think for women, of course, like we're made as too emotional, so we don't want to be too emotional. We don't want to be too sappy because then we gotta come up against that kind of stereotype. But I think that women need to express more, and women talk maybe too much, but we need to keep talking. I think because when we can keep talking and keep talking, keep talking to our partners, our spouses, like letting them know like it's okay to express it, and it's okay to have gone through something tough and that change your perspective. But I think I had a woman that I met a couple of years ago that said, she was she'd been married for many years, had the grandkids, and she said a lot of people spend so much time and attention on the wedding that they forget to take that same time and energy for their marriage. And, because it's all about getting to that wedding, getting to that point, getting married. But then after that, and all the hoopla dies down, that they don't keep putting that same energy into their marriage.
Yeah.
So I think that that's one thing that has always stuck with me, that she said that people, put all that work into a wedding, but don't carry it over to the marriage. And I think he also is, as well, people can have been together for 20, 25 years and they're just content, and they don't want to have any change go on in their life, don't want to spice it up maybe, or don't want to rock the boat, whatever you want to say. I think that that can really just make for a really boring life,
Yeah. Yeah, I that makes a good point. You know, I think that's another episode about spicing things up. But I definitely think for these holidays though, you guys gotta take time out for yourself, and people that's no longer here with us, give them their day, their time during that day. If you have to go off to yourself, have a conversation, or like just talk to them in your head for a little while. Give them their understanding that you still remember them, or you still love them.
Yeah.
And anything you think you left out, you let them know.
I think holidays can be really depressing, and it's okay to be sad, but it's also okay to rejoice. It's okay that maybe you did lose somebody. Don't feel guilty for enjoying the holiday. Don't feel guilty for having fun. And, I think that sometimes when we lose somebody and then we're enjoying ourselves too much, we're like, oh man, like I'm supposed to be sad right now. And so just to kind of like have that, what's one of your favorite Christmas traditions as you've kind of gotten older? What would you say you look forward to, now that we're coming into the holiday season on a good note?
Well, I like when I was younger. You know how like you turn the tree on and you come in the living room, even though I know what's under the tree now.
Yeah.
You still want to have that excitement. I look forward to coming in the living room. With my son now. He'll wake me up, so I look forward to coming into the living room and like just having thoughts and kind of like flashback on when I used to come in the living room and see toys everywhere.
Yeah.
I like to do that. Like to look at the parade on the TV in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, during that time, a lot of times, you might be cooking, not Thanksgiving, but, we're talking about Christmas, you're still also cooking also. So, you have that smell of food and things like that. But I also, just the Christmas gifts, just the sound of it. Mm-hmm. But it's not always just about the gifts. Maybe just the smell of the tree. Or going outside and watching the other kids play around and drive around their toys, or getting in the car, going to like, those little small parades they have downtown and stuff like that. So some guys want to look at football.
Yeah.
So they just, get ready to look at football, something that you maybe used to do when you was younger. Mm-hmm. So that's what I look forward to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I look forward to getting to wrap gifts,
Yeah.
There's something fun about picking out the wrapping paper and sitting down and, kind of hiding on another part of the house and wrapping up gifts, even though, somebody may have asked for something and you got exactly what they asked for. I think that it's really fun just to kind of wrap it up and hide it, you know, and then it's sitting under the tree for maybe one day, maybe 2 weeks. And, you know, that it's that anticipation and excitement of the morning or evening or, you know, whatever time you choose to do family gifts that you get to open up and see, like, hear that wrapping paper just, you know, just tearing off and then, you know, everything like that. It's always something I really enjoy.
Yeah. But we're gonna let you guys go. If you're sitting right on side of somebody that you care about, if they're in the other room, go in there and tell them how much you care about them. Don't just go say I love you, because nobody don't want to hear that. Go and tell them how much you care about them. Look them in their face and tell them how much you care about them. If you have to call somebody, call them right now, and you know, don't just say I love you. Call them and tell them how much you care about them, like what they mean to you, because you'll be surprised how much somebody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of people that's, you know, they kind of act like they tough and stuff, but man, you sit down and have a conversation with them, they'll buckle.
Yeah.
Because they just want to hear it. So, you guys take care of yourself. Go back and look at the other episodes, you know, and tell a friend. And y'all drop me some stuff in my DM. You know, I'll have all the links on my pages and things like that. I'm on a bunch of different, you know, podcasts in different areas. You know, people can listen to me. So, different avenues. So yeah, you guys take care of yourself. I have another one next Wednesday. Trying to set it up right now. See who I'm going to interview. It might be 18 plus. So, you know, with YouTube, you know, you got to go in. You might have to log in. They'll want you know, your email address or something. You don't have to pay for it, because I think next week it might be a little spicy. So I might have to put 18 plus on it. But we're gonna line it up and have some more information for you guys. And you guys take care of yourself, and remember, like, you know, just take some time out for yourself and the people that you love, and the people that have went on, but we still remember them. But remember that we still love you guys, and somebody love you. If you're with somebody that makes you feel like you're not special, that you're ugly, or that you're not here for a special reason, you might have to get rid of them, or y'all need to have a conversation. All right, I'll see you guys.